Good morning. Welcome to the news Bitz at 11. My name is Mami Efakopna, broadcasting live from our studios at Roma Ridge, Accra. To the headlines. Ministry of Education clarifies teacher trainee allowance remarks. Education Minister inaugurates Committee for National Education Forum. Parliament approves fourth batch of ministerial nominations. UN honors Dr. Baumia for contributions to Ghana's progress. Deadly mass shooting at Swedish school leaves 10 dead, perpetrator among the dead. King Faisal coach Prince Echiampong, popularly known as Sabuto, dies after illness. Going for a quick break. When we come back from the break, we'll go into the news in details. Stay tuned.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the Puma. Oh yeah, come alive. Puma, Puma. Let me hear you. Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, welcome to EdTech Masterclass, where technology intersects with education. In Africa, over 70% of our population are below the age of 30 years, and the world is waiting to see what we can offer.
If you're good at doing something, AI will make you better. If you're lazy, AI will replace you.
Nelson Mandela once said, education is the weapon to develop any nation. At Channel MOE, we seek to propagate that, in our case, to build them for tomorrow's leadership. EdTech Masterclass comes your way this and every Mondays on Channel MOE.
Thank you for staying with us. If you just tuned in, this is the News Bitz on Channel MOE, broadcasting live from our studios at Roma Ridge, Accra. I am Mami Efakopna. On our first story, the Ministry of Education has responded to a misleading headline in the Daily Graphic's February 4th edition, which suggested the discontinuation of teacher trainee allowances. In a statement, the ministry clarified that the Honorable Minister's remarks were misrepresented. He emphasized that while the government is exploring options like an enhanced loan scheme for students in colleges of education, allowances will continue until further discussions are held with stakeholders. The ministry urges media outlets to verify information before publishing and assures the public of its commitment to supporting teacher trainees and improving education delivery. On February 4, 2025, the Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, inaugurated an 8-member planning committee for the upcoming National Education Forum. The committee, led by Professor George K.T. Odro, will tackle key challenges in Ghana's education sector, focusing on policy reforms, sustainability of the free SHS program, and infrastructure for higher education. In his address, the minister emphasized the importance of an inclusive approach and effective strategies to ensure equitable access to quality education. The committee is expected to deliver recommendations within 2 weeks to guide future reforms. Away from that, 20 students from Salaga Senior High School have been arrested following a violent altercation resulting in 1 injury and the recovery of a pistol. The school's administration has condemned the incident and expressed disappointment. Parliament has approved the 4th batch of ministers nominated by President John Dramani Mahama after vetting by the Appointment Committee. The approved nominees include Dr. Rashid Pepple, Minister-designate for Labour, Jobs and Employment; Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, Minister-designate for Environment, Science and Technology; Samuel Nate George, Minister-designate for Communication, Technology and Digital Innovation; Kofi Adams, Minister-designate for Sport and Recreation; Joseph Bukari Nekpe, Minister-designate for Transport; and Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa, Foreign Affairs Minister nominee. Professor Ransford Edward Jampo has officially taken office as CEO of the Ghana Shippers Authority. He pledged to adopt a collaborative leadership approach to enhance the country's shipping sector, receiving full support from outgoing CEO Kwesi Bafo Sapon. In other news, former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has received a delegation from the United Nations led by UN Resident Coordinator in Ghana, His Excellency Charles Abani. During their visit on February 4, 2025, His Excellency Abani expressed gratitude for Dr. Bawumia's significant contributions to Ghana's peace, democracy and development. He specifically highlighted Dr. Bawumia's pioneering work in Ghana's digital economic transformation during his tenure as Vice President. His Excellency Charles Abani also commended Dr. Bawumia for his early concession in the 2024 elections, emphasizing the importance of prioritizing national interest over personal ambitions. Dr. Bawumia welcomed the gesture and reiterated his commitment to the nation's progress. In tech news this morning, Google has revised its AI principles, removing a previous commitment not to use AI for harmful applications like weapons and surveillance. The updated guidelines emphasize balancing benefits with risks while adhering to international law and human rights. This shift aligns with the growing global AI competition, particularly between the US and China. Google's updated stance also highlights its intent to expand AI use for governments and businesses, despite recent concerns over revenue performance. In international news, at least 10 people were killed in a mass shooting at a campus in Örebro, Sweden on Tuesday, 4th February 2025, marking the deadliest attack in the country's history. The gunman, who was not known to authorities and had no gang or ideological connections, also died at the scene. Numerous others were injured. Police called it an extremely tragic, in quote, event, with Sweden's Prime Minister offering condolences to the victims and their families. The shooting occurred at an adult education sector, part of a campus that also houses schools for children. In sports news, King Faisal head coach Prince Echiampong, popularly known as Sabuto, has passed away at age 52 after a battle with an undisclosed illness. He had been hospitalized for several days before his death on Tuesday afternoon. Mr. Echiampong, appointed in January 2025, replaced Barnabas Awuni following the team's slow start in the Division 1 league. King Faisal currently sits 9th in the league, The football community, including Asante Kotoko, has expressed their condolences to his family and the King Faisal Club. Mr. Chiampon previously coached at Opokuwari School, Dunkwa United and TI Ahmadiyya SHS. Our condolences to the club and the family. On our last story in entertainment, Mami Efa Huajato has been appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tourism Authority, GTA. In her role, she will focus on promoting Ghana's cultural heritage, boosting the tourism sector, and developing policies to attract both local and international visitors. Madam Huajato brings valuable experience from her political background and work empowering women and communities. Her leadership is expected to drive innovative initiatives to elevate Ghana's tourism profile globally. She replaces Akwesi Ajiman, who stepped down on 22nd January 2025. That will be all for this morning news bits on Channel MOE. My name is Mami Fakobna. Stay tuned for more updates. Have a great day.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma, yeah. Believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma, oh yeah. Clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the Puma, oh yeah, come alive. Puma, Puma, let me hear you. Puma.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, welcome to EdTech Masterclass, where technology intersects with education. In Africa, over 70% of our population are below the age of 30 years, and the world is waiting to see what we can offer.
If you're good at doing something, AI will make you better. If you're lazy, AI will replace you.
Nelson Mandela once said, education is the weapon to develop any nation. At Channel MOE, we seek to propagate that, in our case, to build them for tomorrow's leadership. EdTech Masterclass comes your way this and every Mondays on Channel MOE.
Hello, my dear learner. You are welcome to the 5th lesson in our SHS2 Core Mathematics program. This program is brought to you by the Center for National Distance Learning and Open Schooling. My name is Gershon Awudi. You remember in year 1 of this program, we learned how to draw linear graphs. Yes, we did that by constructing table of values, plotting ordered pairs on a graph paper, and joining the points to form straight lines. In today's lesson, we shall extend our knowledge to situations that involve two simple linear equations known as simultaneous equations. That's right. That is the topic for today's lesson. Simultaneous linear equations. What are they? Simultaneous equations are two equations with two unknown variables. For example, x and y. They are called simultaneous because the two equations must be solved at the same time. And the solutions to the simultaneous equations must be true for both equations. For example, in the equations x plus y is equal to 10 and x minus y is equal to 2, x and y are the two unknown variables. So to solve these equations simultaneously means that we must find two numbers whose sum is 10 and whose difference is 2. The numbers clearly are 6 and 4. That is to say, 6 plus 4 is equal to 10 and 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. That is great. We shall solve simultaneous equations by the graphical method, substitution method, and the elimination method. But today we shall pay more attention to the first part, that is, solving simultaneous equations by using graphs. We shall do this by plotting the two linear equations on the same graph, by using the intercept on both axes, or drawing table of values. Then we locate the point of intersection between the two lines. The point where the two lines meet, the point of intersection, is the solution set of the two equations. I hope that was clear. Let me show you how to solve simultaneous equations using the intercept. Solve these linear equations simultaneously using graph. X plus y is equal to 2 and x minus y is equal to 6. To solve for x and y, let us find the intercept on both axes. That is, when x is equal to 0 and when y is equal to 0. For the first equation, which is x plus y is equal to 2, when x is equal to 0, then we have 0 plus y is equal to 2. And that gives us y is equal to 2. So one point on the line is given by 0, 2. Also, for the same equation, when y is equal to 0, then we have x plus 0 is equal to 2. And that will give us x equal to 2. Another point on the line is 2, 0. That is, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2, and when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0. So we draw a straight line through the points. Now, for the second equation, which is x minus y is equal to 6, we also let x equal to 0, and then we solve for y. So when x is equal to 0, we have 0 minus y is equal to 6. And that will give us y is equal to negative 6. So we have another point on the line being 0, negative 6. Also, for the same equation, when y is equal to 0, we have x minus 0 is equal to 6. And that will give us x equal to 6. And so, on that line, we have 6, 0. The straight line through the point 0, negative 6 and 6, 0 is shown on your screen. So the two equations, x plus y is equal to 2 and x minus y is equal to 6, are linear equations. And on the same graph sheet will appear like this. Look at where the two lines meet. That is awesome. They meet at x equal to 4 and y is equal to negative 2. From the graphs, the point of intersection of the two lines is 4, -2. Therefore, the solution set of the two equations is x is equal to 4 and y is equal to -2. Shall we take a look at another example? This example involves using a table of values, so we'll see how this is done. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to 2 units on the y-axis, draw the graphs for the straight lines y plus 2x is equal to 1 and y minus 3x is equal to 11 on the same graph sheet. Using your graphs, find the truth set of the simultaneous equation y plus 2x is equal to 1 and y minus 3x is equal to 11. To solve this question, we have to draw a table for the two equations. We now have to choose values for the table. But let us take numbers from -2 to +2, because these are very simple numbers to deal with. So for the equation y plus 2x is equal to 1, when x is equal to -2, we have y plus 2 times -2, and that should be equal to 1. So y minus 4 is equal to 1, and solving, we have y is equal to 5. Also, when x is equal to -1, we have y plus 2 times -1, and that should be equal to 1. And so we have y minus 2 is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. Next, when x is equal to 0, we have y plus 2 times 0, and that should be equal to 1. And that will give us y is equal to 1. When x is equal to 1, we have y plus 2 times 1, and that should be equal to 1. And we have y plus 2 is equal to 1. When you solve that, we have y is equal to 1 minus 2, which is equal to -1. Finally, when x is equal to 2, we have y plus 2 times 2, and that should give us 1. So we have y plus 4 is equal to 1, and y is equal to 1 minus 4, which is equal to -3. I believe that was simple. For the second equation, which is y minus 3x is equal to 11, when x is equal to -2, we have y minus 3 times -2, and that should be equal to 11. So we have y plus 6 equals 11, and that will give us y is equal to 5. Next, when x is equal to -1, we have y minus 3 times -1, and that should also be equal to 11. So we have y plus 3 is equal to 11, giving us y is equal to 11 minus 3, which is equal to 8. The next is 0. When x is equal to 0, we have y minus 3 times 0, and that should be equal to 0, and y is equal to 11. When x is equal to 1, we have y minus 3 times 1, and that should give us 11. So we have y minus 3 is equal to 11, and then we group like terms, y is equal to 11 plus 3, which is equal to 14. Finally, when x is equal to 2, we have y minus 3 times 2, and that should give us 11. And so we have y minus 6 should be equal to 11. And so solving, we have y is equal to 11 plus 6, which is equal to 17. Now with our tables ready, we draw the graphs of the two equations as shown. You can see that where the two lines meet, that is the solution set. So from the graph, the point of intersection is -2 and 5. That is x equal to -2 and y is equal to 5. Therefore, The truth set of the simultaneous equation is x, y, such that x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 5. Let us try another example. On the same axis, draw the graphs of the equations y is equal to 2 minus x and y is equal to x minus 4 in the range 0 is less than or equal to x, less than or equals to 4. That is, x is from 0 to 4 inclusive. Hence, find